Tidbits from TNT, Wednesday morning, September 24, 2025. Listen to the full version on the official dinarreport.com website and become our supporter on Patreon. Tishwash. Economist. The tripartite oil agreement is linked to 57 contracts with foreign companies. Economic expert Nabil Al-Marsomi confirmed on Tuesday the difficulty of evaluating the tripartite oil agreement, given that its details have not yet been published. He noted that the agreement is linked to 57 contracts with foreign companies operating in the Kurdistan region. In a statement monitored by Iraq Observer, Al-Marsomi said, "Evaluating the agreement is difficult in the absence of details, but indications point to an imminent agreement between the three parties." He explained that, "The problem is not only between Baghdad and Kurdistan, but also relates to foreign companies that have 57 contracts concluded with the region." He added, "These companies are not among the largest global or American giants, but rather medium and small-sized companies due to the small size of the oil fields in Kurdistan." He explained that, "They all operate under production-sharing contracts, whereby the investor or company undertakes the spending and investment, and then begins to recover its dues when production reaches the commercial stage." Tishwash. Iraq's gold reserves reach record high, strengthening the dinar. Middle East market. An economic expert revealed that Iraq's gold reserves have reached record levels, unprecedented for the central bank, in a clear indication of the country's strengthening financial strength. Record growth in reserves. Economic expert Munir Al-Obaidi said in a post on his social media page on Wednesday, September 24, 2025, that the Central Bank of Iraq's gold reserves exceeded 24 trillion dinars, a 13.3% annual increase and a 135% increase compared to 2022. He added that gold reserves accounted for 20% of the total reserves, which amounted to 123 trillion Iraqi dinars. He noted that this figure represents a record high since the establishment of the Central Bank of Iraq, as gold reserves had previously not exceeded 20 trillion dinars, and its contribution to total reserves had never reached 20% before. The impact of gold on the Iraqi economy. Al-Obaidi explained that reaching this level of gold reserves enhances the strength and value of the Iraqi dinar, especially in light of the global fluctuations witnessed by various currencies, including the dollar. He pointed out that the Central Bank of Iraq is keen to increase the percentage of gold reserves because it represents a factor of safety and financial stability in the face of international economic fluctuations, and enhances the ability to confront any potential financial crises. Conclusion. The rise in Iraq's gold reserves to record levels is a significant financial achievement that reflects the central bank's prudent reserve management policies, enhances confidence in the Iraqi dinar, and provides additional protection for the national economy from global market fluctuations. Tishwash. Banks expand, numbers jump 1,400%. 5.6 million cards outline Iraq's financial revolution. The Central Bank of Iraq's announcement that the number of domiciled employee cards has reached 5.6 million was not merely an administrative figure. It is a profound indication of the scale of the ongoing transformation of the Iraqi economy. Economic expert Nasser Al-Kanani interprets this shift as a major strategic step toward transitioning to a digital economy and enhancing financial inclusion, emphasizing that the new approach aligns with the global trend toward reducing reliance on cash and the risks associated with counterfeiting, money laundering, and the difficulty of oversight. Al-Kanani explains that adopting electronic payment systems opens a wider window for financial transparency, improves the efficiency of government collection and revenues, and reduces the size of the parallel economy, which for decades has been an obstacle to building a regulated economy. He adds that if Iraq makes good use of this phase, it will achieve a double leap. On the one hand, it will regulate the flow of funds, and on the other, it will expand the base of financial inclusion, providing the state and society with new opportunities for investment and savings. But the challenge is no less important than the ambition. Al-Kanani points out that the digital infrastructure and the ability to secure a secure and reliable payment network covering all cities and rural areas remain the biggest obstacle. The gap between the center and the periphery could threaten this project if it is not accompanied by a government effort to expand the internet network and ensure electricity stability. in addition to raising citizens' financial literacy and encouraging them to use electronic means. He therefore emphasizes the need for coordinated cooperation between the government, banks, and payment companies to provide practical solutions for all segments of society, from government employees to retirees and self-employed individuals. To support Al-Kanani's claim, official government data reveals the magnitude of the leaps achieved over the past 3 years. The number of bank accounts rose to nearly 20 million, compared to only 8 million in 2022, a growth rate exceeding 150%. Bank cards of various types reached between 21 and 22 million, compared to 16 million 3 years ago, an increase of 38%. Infrastructure expanded at an unprecedented pace. The number of point-of-sale (POS) terminals rose to 62,000, up from less than 10,000 in 2022, and the number of ATMs jumped to 7,531, compared to only 2,223 3 years ago. These figures, which experts describe as a qualitative transformation, become even more evident when looking at total electronic payments, which reached 1.37 trillion dinars in May 2025, up from just 90 billion at the end of 2022, representing a growth rate of 1,400%. Financial inclusion also rose to approximately 40%, up from less than 10% in 2019, reflecting the entry of large segments of society into the formal financial system after decades of reliance on paper money. Al-Kanani believes that when these indicators are coupled with ongoing government projects, such as the activation of the local card by the end of 2025, the launch of rapid payment, the adoption of unified electronic collection, and the localization of private sector salaries, Iraq will enter a new phase that redefines the relationship between citizens and the state based on transparency and trust, provided that technical and legislative obstacles are addressed through a serious national plan accompanied by a comprehensive awareness campaign. In conclusion, Al-Kanani outlines the scenario. Without capitalizing on this digital boom, the Iraqi economy will remain captive to the same risks that have hobbled it for decades. However, if it is seriously invested in, the July 2026 deadline set by the central bank could become a true turning point, launching Iraq toward a more disciplined, just, and globally integrated economy. Listen to the full version on the official dinarreport.com website and become our supporter on Patreon. Source: dinarrecaps.com